Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We have something so fun to share with you today. So myself, Courtney Kreeber, and Jenn from Scrapbena Creations came together to do this 10 cards, 1 mini stamp set. We are collaborating so that we can get the most out of our products, even if they are this tiny stamp set that is super affordable. So throughout this video, I'm also going to talk about the hop that was super spontaneous and impromptu on our live chat that we had this past weekend. So I will link that chat at the end of this video if you want to check that out as well, also below. But I'm going to talk about that when we start coloring a little bit more of the details surrounding that hop. And I hope you stay tuned to hear about it because it is literally for everyone. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to start with the cards, basically a little bit of background. You can see I'm just going mask happy here right now. But a little background is a video I did fairly recently. I had proposed doing a 10 cards, 1 kit, or 1 stamp set for a mini stamp set. And then the moment I said it, I was like, oh no, what did I say? Can I deliver on this? So as I'm talking with my crafty friends, I told them of my hesitation. And we all kind of thought, well, why don't we collaborate on it, because sometimes in life and in card making, you don't need to do things all by yourself. So we decided to come together and do that. Now, I'll be doing 4 cards. Jenn and Courtney will be doing 3 cards each, all, again, with the same stamp set. And this stamp set is a little sparkle from Fawn. So I'm going to go through here. Now, I use a series of alcohol markers. I use Arteza, Everblends, and I use Ohuhu, the bullet nib ones, but they do have a brush tip out now, if you did not know. There's a lot of reviews on them. I haven't done a review on them, but of course, I have issues, so I had to buy them. And I will tell you, just without even doing a review, they're really good quality markers. They're great price. I think they might be sold out right now, but be on the lookout for them. Great quality, great price. The only problem I have with them is that there's not enough colors. That really is the only thing. So that was tiny little bit disappointing, but I was able to get lots of good blends with the ones that I do have. So I would encourage when those come back on the market, if you're wanting to try out a cheap brush nib, that's a really good quality one. So anyway, I was impressed with those. Okay, so let's talk about the hop. So the hop, when I said this hop that was impromptu and spontaneous, it truly was. We were doing a live video the other day, a crafty chat with the 3 of us, because we had gotten together in New York. And Courtney, we were talking about hops with you, and Courtney just was like, why don't we do one? And then you can watch it because it was legit. We were all kind of like, oh, yeah, let's do one. So we decided to, but one of the stipulations for that would be that it has to be inclusive. So it has to be, it doesn't matter if you have a YouTube channel or if you have a blog, you don't have to have any of that stuff. So how we're going to do this is we're going to explain what a blog hop is. Courtney's going to send out an informational email if you're interested. But the way we're going to be able to include everybody is you can do a video if you like, you can do a blog post only if you like, or you can send a card to Courtney and she's going to feature you. So basically she'll do a video that features all the cards that she gets sent. This way we can see each other's work. There's so much talent out there that we might not even see it because you might not have an online presence. So it'd be so great to see the folks that are watching our videos that we're talking to every day show us your products and your projects rather. So here are some stipulations for some deadlines for that. You want to sign up by the 10th of July and you're going to just send Courtney an email. In that email, you just have to let her know which way you're going to be doing the hop. So are you going to be following along by a video? Are you going to be doing a video, you're going to be doing a blog post, or are you going to be sending a card? Just let her know that. Okay, so that's 10 July. Then by 26 July, Courtney is going to need the links to either the blog or the videos and the cards. So she would need all 3, like either way, whatever way you do, 26 July would be the next deadline. And then the hop will be on 1 August. So August 1st will be the actual hop. Okay, so a couple more things. I would go, okay, real quick back to the card. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm making the clouds and now I'm using stickles. Stickles and clouds were a common theme throughout the entirety of my 4 cards. So I kind of kept with similar color schemes, but it's really, I mean, you could follow along as I jabber on here about the hop, but I'll get back to the card in a second. And then the theme. So the theme of this is encouragement. Part of our live that we had the other day, we were so inspired and encouraged by all of you, just so uplifting and just really pushing people to be their best, no matter what capacity that is. So our theme for this hop is encouragement cards of any kind. It matters not, just any kind of encouragement card. And then, yeah, so those are the details. Again, I will list that below. If I talk too fast and you missed it, just go below in the description and I'll list out everything and all the deadlines. All right, and we hope you join us. This will be so much fun. So we hope that you join us either way, whatever you're capable of doing. It would just be a blast. All right, back to the card business. So here I switched to using some Arteza real brush pens and Zigs, and I got this Zig blender pen. It happened across me one day. I wasn't even looking for it, didn't know it existed, and I love it. It's like the perfect medium between using a water brush, which can potentially be too watery, and using the paint brush with water in a jar, so where you can control it more. I love it. I think it's great. So it blends the colors really nicely together, and I did a lot more rainbow hair there than I did prior to. So the horns I'm going to color with some Wink of Stella silver, and I really like how I put stickles on the horns on a lot of my cards here. That was a really nice addition. So I'm going to pull out my scan and cut here because I wanted to show you how I did like no work, and it's incredible. This machine is like, we're fast becoming BFFs, me and brother. And so make sure to put your plastic sheet back over to try to keep this sticky as long as you can. But if it does lose its stick, Courtney did a video on my channel showing you how to re-stick it with virtually very low cost. Okay, so I am pulling out some Inkadinkadoo masking paper and some old school punches. So I have these punches in my stash for a very long time. I cannot part with them. I probably need to for space, but I just love them. And I'm going to put these little paper or masked out butterflies down onto my cardstock. And they're going to be used as sort of a mask. Then I'm going to take Distress Oxides in Shaded Lilac and Spun Sugar, and I'm just going to go all over and kind of mix the colors, but not too much. And I'm not going to cover the entire panel. I'm just getting a very light coating around. This brush tool I'm using here is just a makeup brush I found on Amazon. I liked the handle of it, so I got it. But use whatever tools you have in your stash, it'll work. And then I get this really nice soft background when I pull those masks off. And I am happy with that. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to finish off this card. But again, I pull in the cloud theme, this time with some silver cardstock and some vellum. And I am going to place the vellum behind the silver cardstock. And that's going to just give a light and airy look. Also with purple and pink of that shade, I really like the gray. So then at this point, that's when I started kind of doing the rest of the cards in that color theme, because I was digging it. I got my Lawn Fawn rectangle stitched border die using my Gemini junior die cutting machine. And now I'm going to cut down the clouds as well so that everything lines up and matches in the same stitching on the outside of the card. So I'm going to figure out how to put my vellum down here in just a second. But before I do that, I'm going to use this silver and pigment ink from ColorBox. And I'm just going to use the like diamonds. They almost look like sparkly diamonds in the set to add to my card, and then the sentiment, may your day sparkle. And the sentiment is the same on all the cards. So for my vellum, I'm going to put down just one strip of this AdTech tape runner, and that's going to hold in place just fine. And then I did make a pencil mark to know where I needed my vellum to go to, because I didn't want it to go to the bottom of the page. And now I'm putting down my silver cloud here, and I'm getting happy with that. And then lastly, using some art glitter glue, I'm going to put down the unicorn that I thought kind of matched the colors the best, and this one was with the pink and purple hair. I'm going to place this on a gray piece of cardstock. The gray cardstock in my videos today is from Michael's Recollection. I buy the 110 in the multicolored, so it comes in off-white, black, gray, and brown, and I think that's a really good neutral pack to have, especially because of the weight. I am going to take some Nuvo Sparkle Pen and line out the outside of my card, and that really does make a huge difference. It sparkles just really well. And that will finish it for the second card. So I'm loving how these are coming out. I started to really kind of fall into a groove with these colors for the rest, like I said, for the rest of the cards. So I am doing a mirror stamping here. I'm pulling out my Fiskars Silicone Mat. So if you have any way to mirror stamp, pull it out, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my cardstock, and I am going to just pick it up, and voila. I find that the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and a silicone mat works the best for me without having to retrace the lines. Some more brother scan and cut action there to show you that I don't have to fussy cut anymore. I'm just so happy about it. And then I'm going to take this mask of this heart from that Inkadinkadoo paper as well, and I'm going to just kind of give a very light coating of this tumbled glass. It almost looks like I'm not putting anything on around the heart, but it's funny how it really does show up, and it's so stark compared to the white that is behind the heart. So when I pull off my mask, you can see just that really soft, and it's darker around the edges of the heart, which I think is so pretty. So this is kind of doing a double masking kind of stenciling technique, because I've done the outside, and now I'm going to take the clouds and I'm going to do the inside. I started off with the spun sugar, but I didn't like it. I thought it was too light. So I'm going to go and switch over to the shaded lilac. And that's going to give me exactly what I'm looking for the clouds. I also like that I chose a different color palette for the clouds throughout the last couple cards, because normally clouds are blue. Well, sky is blue, clouds are white. But normally I would use blue ink to do this. But I thought it would be really fun to kind of mix it up a little bit and just give different colors. After all, I'm playing with a unicorn set. So I don't think reality is the name of the game here. So I get that done, and I'm really happy with how that turns out. Also, it's a flat card. It's a one-layer card now. And so I'm actually going to lay down my unicorns with glue instead of popping them up, because I'm going to be sending out some cards in the mail, so I thought this was the perfect way to do it. I'm going to finish this off inside the frame of that heart with some of those sparkles. And I really like the way that they did that sparkle stamp, because you can turn it different kinds of ways and you get different patterns. And so it's really pretty, and you don't have to think too hard with trying not to be asymmetrical. Some more art glitter glue for my unicorns, and I'm just going to lay them down facing each other. And of course they're in a heart. I just thought that was so cute. Once I get that done, I am going to take some sparkle to the coloring part of the unicorn. And then, like I said before, I've used these stickles in the silver and the diamond throughout these cards, and I just love them. I'm going to pop this one up on some fun foam that I have backed with double-sided adhesive on both sides. And there were just some leftover pieces. So this is going to be the only dimension on this card, which is really not that much. And again, backing it on a gray card panel, and that's going to really kind of soften the look of it, I feel. Using the diamond stickles, I'm going to add that to the horns on the unicorn. So I love that. And I couldn't resist. I had to pull out my Nuvo pen again and cover the sides. So I have to say I have a lot of sparkle pens, but I think Nuvo's my favorite based on quality and price. They all sparkle to me. They all do a great job, but I get 2 to a pack, and it's more affordable, I think, than some of the others, unless you go to your craft store and you use a coupon. And then you can get the Spectrum Noir ones, I think, for pretty cheap. Okay, so that is it for that card. Let's move on to the final card here. And I'm going to pull out the fairies. I haven't even used them yet, so they must make an appearance. So I'm going to have the one little fairy up here, and then the rest of the fairies are going to be down, kind of like they're listening to her. They're all in formation, and they're kind of listening to what she's got to say up there. I'm going to pull out my Artezas, because I stamped these out in Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which is alcohol marker friendly. And I'm just going to color those up. I didn't leave that in there. They're just such small images. You don't really need to leave it in there. So then, to go with the theme of this as well, adding some clouds, but in these 3 colors. Also, I did not want to mask those little tiny images, and so I didn't. I just was very careful when I was putting my brush over where the images were, and I didn't just go with a heavy hand. I'm using a light ink also, and that's going to help. And so you don't have to be nervous about this, if you're like, I don't want to mask all those little tiny images in your card, you don't have to all the time. Just be careful with how you're laying down your ink, and that might be good enough. So I would say give it a try before you take the time to try to cut out little tiny masks for that. So I get that done, and then I'm just going to put the sentiment down. And so we're moving along pretty quickly on this card. It was very simple to do, and I kept it very easy. Like, I didn't want too much going on, even though the clouds, I think there is a lot going on with the clouds. I think the different colors makes it super fun. I was just really loving that. Cut it down though so I can have a border behind it, which is going to be this gray cardstock. This is my Tonic trimmer. We talked about this in the live chat too. You asked what our favorite trimmers were. Turns out all three of us use the same one. So it's a really good trimmer. So then I'm going to place that down. Now I'm using my silver stickles, and I put silver on the fairy that's sort of in charge. She's the wise one. She's up there. She has gray hair, and she has her silver wings. And then the others have diamond on their wings. So I made that distinction because gray hair is cool, and I'm starting to get more and more of it. I know, I just have to embrace it. I get this one white streak right in the front of my hair. It's not like single strands everywhere. It's just one white streak. Anyway, okay, so now I decided that I have forgotten her wand. So did you see what I did there? I stamped that with stickles on the card already. That, my friends, was a dangerous game that I was playing. But I said I have to put her wand in there. So I'm not saying that I need to win any awards for that. But I'm not saying I would turn it down if you were giving them out. All right, anyway, that is it for that card. Thank you so much for stopping by. And please check out Jenn and Courtney's videos for this collaboration. I haven't even seen them yet. Well, I saw one sneak peek, but I haven't even really seen them. So I'm super excited. We're all kind of going at it with fresh eyes as well. So it'll be funny if we had any kind of similar designs. That will be interesting. So check them out. Don't forget to look below for all the hop instructions. This is the blog hop for all. Anyone can participate, so we're really excited about that. Courtney's going to explain what a blog hop is and then give detailed instructions, so it'll be super easy. If it's your first one, you're going to want to jump in on this one. That's all I got. I will list everything I used below. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.